Let's get ready to...
Riverfight!
What the hell is even that?
That is one big pilot.
For a modern gaming audience.
Why are you running?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
We're communists.
Woke.
Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? I'm like, what comic books are you reading?
I'm cured! Praise God!
Hiya, 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 na 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 na.
Ah, he vatored! He vatored!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
For a modern gaming audience.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Welcome to Nerd Wars. Sorry about that. Welcome to Nerd Wars.
Please clap.
It's avocado chat, please. Shout out. Appreciate you all being here. Badger was strong and brave enough to wake up early after a long night of Expedition 33, and I extra appreciate him being here. We're going to knock this all out so we can get right back to our Expedition 33. How you doing, Badge?
And I woke up early just to beat that second Axon before because it was like a little brain worm here. I was like, I know that bitch is going to try to charm and I'm going to jump. I'm going to do this. You ever plan your fights ahead and you're like, let me just get this over so I can stop thinking about what I'm going to do and just do it. Hi.
I'm trying to do 2.5 to 3 hours of gameplay a day so I can get this knocked out so I can get on the editing. I didn't get enough done on Friday, so I did 5 hours. And I couldn't stop thinking it after I finished Act 2 and got into Act 3. So I ended up going back, and then I ended up... Man, I was over-leveled for Act 2 ending. And then once you start Act 3, you are getting your ass kicked again. And so I did a lot of humilitying last night in some Act 3. It was fun. And then I just farmed and put Fist of the Northstar up on the side monitor.
You solo leveled.
I can't stop myself. When I play games now, I compare everything to solo leveling. I think in all of the games
needs
I've
a solo
edited,
level mod. Yeah, it needs a solo, especially with like the different portals. Yeah. If you guys aren't playing it, I was just
okay. Do it. Yeah, they won't listen to me. Also, we got 33 watching. Nice. Tell them, Badge. Tell them.
Yeah,
tell them why they need to watch it.
I'm just saying. Instead of paying attention to all the fun things, Iraq, Iran, I laughed.
I know.
Expedition 33. Expedition 33. Expedition 33.
Literally, I was about to start playing, and my buddy hits me up. He's like, they dropped the bombs. I'm like, God, I was about to enjoy myself. Like, you son of a... And then I got into Act 2, and I forgot all about it.
That's what we all need right now. Yeah, that's what we all need right now.
Right there.
Entirely forget. You play a world full of destroyed people that may not be real to escape our world full of destroyed people that may not be real. Oh, Rossi, remember for 10 months.
Can't take my power. I need it to play Expedition 33. It's mine. Rossi,
he's
for
Lebanese.
10 months. I just left Vex stream for you, jabronis.
Oh, my God. How's that staff? What's that doing? You still got a face?
Rossi,
you look like the curator.
We could not do this stream without you. Also, like, there's hardly any news, so
no
we need all the help you can give us. Please take us on a roller coaster and an adventure, please. Where you at, Ross? There you were.
Savior of Star Wars, right there.
Appreciate you so much,
Darth Felonius.
So Badger, what's your favorite fast food restaurant? Okay, no, fine.
God,
so
no.
There's such a lack of news stories. I was like, Founding had geeks and gamers lose more faith in James Gunn's Superman after release of extended clip with Lois interviewing Clark as the... It's just Jeremy complaining about that clip. We're so void of news stories. They did one just on Jeremy complaining about the trailer. That's the position we're currently in, chat. I love you guys. Feel free to let me know anything you want to talk about, not World War III related. That we will do a 2-hour special on Tuesday. So what is my next first one? Okay. I got a pretty good one to start it off. And I forgot what they were talking. What someone said, Retardosaurus Rex or whatever it was, and I didn't know what they were talking about, but
that's a waterhead baby. That's a hydrocephalic.
As Dinosaur. And So I wanted some thoughts. This, I think we can all agree, that's a miss.
I have
But-
had someone that looks like that come up and ask me if I had money on the street. Crackhead, waterhead baby. Absolutely. Guess what he sounded like?
This thing?
Yeah.
Did his teeth look similar as well?
Yeah, actually. A
Oh
lot
my
of
God.
nubbing.
Okay. All right. So jokes aside, this is very serious assessment we are doing. Thoughts on the little like raptor arms next to the Rancor arms? You like it, or is it a little too much?
It's got the little personal, the big arms to bring into your little baby hands. It's for fine detail.
But then, like at that point, what are they even like for? And like with the placement, are they all like sexual organs as well?
For scratching real specific areas on the chest.
Yes. So do you think this thing is also super powered and can it's got like night vision and stuff, or do you think they'll be able to just not move? Also,
I'm
will
gonna
it fly?
assume they did the exact same thing they did with the Indominus, whatever the fuck it was in the third one, where it's supposed to be like a collection of all the worst parts of dinosaurs that make them deadly.
Yes, and then they throw an extra chromosome in. Yes.
Maybe he'll speak.
Oh, telepathic maybe. Could be a little
Joe.
Starship Troopers. Oh, yeah. He's gonna one of those little arms is gonna get a little too grabby with ScarJo, and she's gonna me to him.
Yeah, it kind of just looks like Clover from the Cloverfield movies. Like it's the very same
If that thing
tripod-ish.
If it pooped out like little babies or whatever, and like
If
ran
we
around the city,
gave
that's what they would look like.
That monster a battery of like 17 vaccines and 72 doses, it's entirely possible that its children would look like that fucking monster. Yes.
Yes.
I've
all
heard
in the
maybe.
first 3 months of his life. Yes. We need RFK to this is what Fauci was trying to turn all the beagles into, I think.
ScarJo is 100% going to be the Dutch character, and that like literally she is the man character with the fucking tank top and the gun, and then what would have been two hot nerdy girls is going to be Rupert Friend and fucking the other British dude that's going to do a bad American accent.
Is she gonna make a joke about sexual Tyrannosaurus?
Ooh,
I mean,
know, but I need Spartan kicks from her.
This thing makes me think sexual Tyrannosaurus right here. So I have the picture. Maybe, yeah. I'll yoink it up here real quick. So I like walking around the movie theater because if you get there like 15 minutes late for your showing, that means you're 15 minutes early for your movie. So I like to walk around and they had a fun little, who doesn't like a little face cutout of something to put your face in and take a little social media picture of? Everyone enjoys it. It's super easy, super cheap. Good marketing. Let's see if you guys like this one. And man, it looks so much better in the trailer and promotional stuff. Like it actually looks scary here. That thing we just saw did not look like this. But yeah, you can put your little face in like you're getting all
fun.
aided up.
Next to the massage chair.
Right next to, I have not seen a single person in that. I did see one woman put her face in there. So working considerably better than the mall massage chair.
Not quite. It's maybe a little small for me, but that's all right.
Too high. It's actually, it's the right size for the dinosaur monster, actually.
Gooch could fit in that one, probably. Maybe.
You'd have to be on his hands.
Rossi, is that true? Is that how you got it? You put your face in one of those things, got staph infection? You can be honest with us.
Oh my God, I really want to.
Party? Yeah.
It's really easy to replace someone's face in there, so I'll consider it. Jurassic World. I'm excited for it. I know it's probably going to be trash, and I'm not going to care. Dinosaurs go burr. That's all I need. Yeah. So, Elio. As was predicted, worst box office opening for a Pixar film ever with $21 million domestically, $300 million budget. This thing is going to lose $250 million. Pixar used to print money. It truly, truly has fallen. Something like a Lightyear you could use gay kiss or it's not even Buzz Lightyear what you're doing, but we got like totally original. I didn't see much wokeness, at least in marketing. Some people are even quite enjoying it. It's got considerably more enjoyed than 28 years later, that's for sure. And it's absolutely bombing. Pixar is just dead.
Speaking of
It
bombing,
sucks.
this has a all your base are belong to us type vibe to it. But I was put my face in people's asses. 100%. True heroes.
Yes. Thank you.
It's a
Rossi.
localization issue with that translation, but that's all right. It's all right.
Could not do the show without you, Ross. So yeah, Pixar. I used to enjoy Pixar movies. I think you even saw Inside Out like at the movie theater and stuff. Like
I'm more
when I was
shocked than
older.
ever that sequel was able to make that much money.
It doesn't make sense. And I don't think they're ever going to be able to recreate that.
No.
Well, God. You think Toy Story 5? You think that's still going to have some magic and make some money?
I still haven't watched that fourth one because for me,
Me
the third one
neither.
was enough.
See the little like spork dude, and I'm kind of like, nah, I'm good. And now it's a little girl. Why? I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't care. But I'll probably go see it and feel weird watching a children's movie.
I'm gonna saran wrap him.
I was
Put
gonna
little
say,
mouth holes.
I'm
Rebreather.
being reminded of 28 years later, and I just imagine Rossi like just coming at everyone. You gotta watch out for him. Do not let him bite you.
Don't feed him after midnight or get him wet or whatever it is. Also, he transforms. It's very disturbing.
Into a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like
Yeah,
all
there's just no
going in,
reason.
they're like, no, we're all gonna die. And I'm like, what? Hold on. Such a good ending. Why would you watch anything past that?
Mean
And
purple bear.
there it is. Oh yeah. No, and I like that one. I quite enjoyed it. The ending, excellent. Also saw that one in the theater. Toy Story 4, I've had it on the list to just watch at some point and just cannot ever get around to it. Tomac for a tenner. Okay, Erwin, I sent you something.
Oh no.
I already sent this story to Isaac telling him modern problems require modern solutions. Okay, so the classic Tomac DM. Excellent. I will investigate that further, Tomac. Shout out.
I don't even really remember the second or third movie. Maybe the second movie I remember.
Second was the Toy Store where he gets like kidnapped essentially, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I just remember the first one. That's what's up.
Tomac, I really appreciate it. Mildly Islamophobic, and I really appreciate it, Tomac. But let's just say women are getting pet pigs to scare away unwanted advances. J.K. Rowling praises Harry Potter HBO series after working closely with writers. This is, I think, a day or two ago. That's how desperate we are. Just a day ago. J.K. Rowling, I read the first 2 episodes of the forthcoming HBO Harry Potter series, and they are so good. Does this
Shame
change
it
your
won't
mind,
matter.
Badge?
Nope.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nope.
Exactly.
It won't matter.
Yeah, this
As
didn't
soon
cover because it's so obvious. Yeah.
everyone is going to watch the first episode or 2 of Harry Potter on Max. Everyone. People will get subscriptions just to watch this. And it'll be on TV like Game of Thrones. When people worldwide see Snape, you're gonna hear the collective eye fucking roll of like a significant population, say a significant amount of the population. Yeah.
You think that's gonna give it a Last of Us season 2, episode 4 vibe or whatever it was, where it just giant drop off?
It might be the old school Howard Stern thing where it's like the average Stern listener listens for 2 hours. Average answer given, I want to see what he's going to say next. What about the average Stern hater? Average Stern hater listens for 4 hours. Average answer given, I want to see what he's going to say next. So people might watch it just to see the car crash, but a lot of people are just going to check out when they see Black Snape.
But also at the same time, I just got so many like Nintendo Switch 2 vibes where it shouldn't sell well. They're doing everything wrong, abusing their customers and fan base. but it's just so popular, it's going to be wildly successful regardless.
I don't know. We'll see.
And
This might be the How to Train Your Dragon thing, where people are so tired of all the things being thrown at them that they just give in. They're tired of fighting, and they just let Black Snape take them, like the weak little bitches that you
hold
are.
him down.
Yeah, just let him
his
do what he wants with you.
Black magic on him. Have mercy. The problem is, like, my buddy or like my sister, they watched Rings of Power and enjoyed season 1. So it's like some of this stuff, we watch it and we just hate the crap out of it, and the quality is really bad. But a lot of normies just see, oh, nice cameras and good special effects and things look nice and costumes and sets, and that's all they really need. I understand it. I get it. I'm going to go see Megan 2.0 next week. But I think those people might end up making it super successful. Last of Us season 1, the episode I watched was awful, but it was successful.
If our metric, yours and mine, metric for How to Train Your Dragon was we wouldn't have minded the DEI swapping had those been better than the original, man, if every other person is on a 10 and the only negative this show is fucking Black Snape Moan, yeah, probably get overlooked.
That's what I'm saying. I give it 3 strikes. How to Train Your Dragon got 3 strikes in the first like few minutes. If the only thing is Black Snake Moan, then and he does a good job, okay, I will say those things. But for so many people, it's just a non-starter. It's a DOA, and it's like with, even if it ends up being a Skeleton Crew situation, me and you will enjoy it, we'll extol its virtues, and everyone just say, "Nah, Black Snape." Like,
nope.
Snape. Like,
Harry
I know,
Potter's
but
dead.
like, if you look past it, it's similar to Squid Game season 2 with the trans character. I'm like, but it actually works out kind of decent, and so much of it's good. But it's like, but trans character. I'm like, no, I get it, but like, so yeah, Black Snape, I think is too much of a non-starter for literally the most nuanced and middle of the road and liberal leaning of our side of the internet. Every single one of them are like, oh hell nah, it's a non-starter for everyone,
even Black people.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the Black people, but they would normally be like taking it as a win of like, we took some of your shit, because there's a lot of that going around. They're like, ooh, maybe not this one.
Yes.
Maybe not this one.
And then they tried to distract us by
Dursleys are too
hiring
young and
hot
attractive.
Dursleys.
Yes. Yeah. They got a lot. They got a lot to get through.
French Moon. This is what I'm talking about. Our literal director of positivity is like, no. That's how bad of a decision Black Snape is.
Red, I agree with you, but what I'm telling you is prepare yourself. All right?
How to Train Your Dragon. And we're like, oh, light-skinned black girl. Okay, that's it. So we're fine. As I said, that trailer should have won an award for the best hiding of DEI in a movie. Because holy crap. And that's the concern. And it's such a global school from, witches and wizards from all over the world.
Based on Nick Frost in How to Train Your Dragon, I'm not looking forward to him as Hagrid. It was a horrible, just flat performance that just had none of the charm that Craig Ferguson had in that character.
That's Nick Frost. That's Nick Frost. You're still just Nick Frost the whole time. Doesn't matter how much beard. Fingers crossed. At least Hagrid's not like Josh Gad or something. Wait, who do you think Josh Gad's going to be? You know who's going to be in something?
Wormtail. Grima Wormtail. It's a Grima Wormtongue. But he will be more. He'll be Peter Pettigrew or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Little snake.
Fuck, no, shut up. No, that's actually a decent casting. Fuck, no, stop, shut up.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Damn it. Right, yeah, we're talking, the pet rat with like missing fingers.
Yeah, Pettigrew, Peter Pettigrew, yeah.
That actually would be decent. Where were we? Okay, yes. These little chillins.
Green, yeah, I know, I gave him the Lord of the Rings character for a second. Yeah.
These kids. I mean, I think the only one we would have a concern is this, and then this is the Browning of Harry Potter. I don't think is going to stop at Snape and Hermione.
I mean, Harry does look half an F slur, but like Daniel had a little bit of darkness in him. Yeah, but I'm saying even Daniel at that age had a little bit of something going on behind the eyes. This kid just looks very floofé, but that's, hey, maybe he can play because it gets pretty dark later on. You got to have.
Oh,
I'm
well,
sure
yeah.
he'll grow into it.
Yeah, when he's an alcoholic and whatnot and goes through his own little dark phase in life, he'll be able to really method act. Yeah.
Passed around a couple times. Yeah.
Oh,
gotta
God.
Go through it.
No.
Sorry.
Fuck.
Sorry. Daniel will tell you.
Yeah.
Booze will be there for you, son. And the money that won't be there by the time you get to the fucking age to enjoy it. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
I wouldn't let my kids be in Hollywood. I'll tell you that much.
That would be some responsible adulting right there. Yes. Tomac, dropping another tenner. You know that Ron slept with a man for years. Weasley slept with a man for years. Wait, what? Allegedly?
The actor?
I would say allegedly. Wait, who are we? Tomac, you're gonna need to clarify a little on that one.
He might be slandering someone. I'm not sure.
Ooh, I have not, but I've been intrigued. Swiss Army Man. It's what Paul Dano and Elijah Wood, or who was it?
Which one? Sorry, I was
Swiss Army Man.
I've not seen that. Here,
Am I
this
thinking of
is.
the right thing?
I don't know,
Or is it
but this
Harry
is
Potter?
what.
It's Harry Potter and Paul Dano. Yeah.
This is what we need to make sure that your kids don't turn into. Okay, you need to protect them so they don't turn into Ezra Miller. Okay.
You son of a bitch! I told you we had no stories.
No, this is what we're talking about now.
You had to go and preempt my very important Ezra Miller news segment.
This is why you have to protect your children. This is why you don't just let them become Harry Potter, because otherwise they turn into Ezra Miller.
Yeah, what do you think? Goblet of Fire? He'll be wearing dresses on red carpet.
Bro, he's not going to make it past Prisoner of Azkaban before he's in a dress and saying his different pronouns.
Yeah, looking like what, Harry Styles or whatever.
No, you wouldn't.
Ooh, what? Who are we talking about?
And Arabella Stanton, I'm less concerned about these days. The chick that plays Hermione.
I know, but then is it going to be another Astrid situation?
Call her Mudblood. We'll find out.
Tomac never clarified. So I'm going to say allegedly. Shout out, Tomac. Appreciate you. Okay. Swiss Army Man. Yeah, that's what Moxie brought up. It's got a 6.9 out of 10. Nice. Oh, wait. Are these the gays from like Everything Everywhere All at Once or something? Oh, yeah, the Dans or whatever, right?
Friends a dead body and do they go on his throat? That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a real journey to get home, and he can use them like as a boat and stuff. I think.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm sure Peter, as the rat, did see Ron do some fucking, had him in the bathroom with him, and yeah.
Okay, see, I feel like we did definitely need some clarification on that one, Tomac. Shout out. And yeah, these are the Everything Everywhere All at Once people. So I really enjoyed the crap out of that movie. Oh yeah, and they directed one of the episodes of Skeleton Crew too. I forgot about that. And then they did a bunch of music videos, including and Aquafina is Nora from Queens episode. Badger, were you an Everything Everywhere All at Once enjoyer?
I thought it was highly over fucking rated. Thought it was like the first one that everyone started blowing, but you got to remember the time that it came out at. Highly overrated, but yeah, sure. It had some things in there. It's
definitely not a movie for you. It's a movie for me for sure. It's definitely weird.
By the way, someone asked a question. Why is like Ron and the family poor? I'll do a better one for the OGs. Do you know why Harry's rich?
No,
fuck.
Fry from Futurama system? Interest?
Overrated, overhype. No. Yeah, it is generational wealth, but it's what gave them the generational wealth. Because his parents were 19, they didn't do anything. Parents were like 19 and 21, so they didn't do shit.
Wait, Harry's a Nepo baby?
Yeah, they all are. Potters.
Tell us more.
It's like one of the old school Potters back through the lines created like the skeleton grove and the pepper up potion. Like, so they have like, they're famous from that. So like when Harry takes the skeleton grow in the second one, like his family actually created that shit.
We're all thinking it. Okay, wait. Do they explain that in a book or what?
Yeah, it's like in one of the book. One of the literally. When I say that J.K. like wrote her Bible and wrote everything about fucking everything, she wrote everything about everything, including like the Potter and Pruitt family trees and all that shit.
So I was thinking about a Harry Potter version of Willy Wonka with the Bertie Bots or whatever. Do a Willy Wonka of that. And then I also thought about how, wait, didn't the Weasley twins start their own like prank like company or something like that?
Yeah, so the Weasleys will probably be rich from now on going forward because they've got that very successful line of like.
But Bertie's Bots, they were thinking about getting into prank stuff. So then it becomes like a gangster like mafia show where Bertie Bots tries to shut down the Weasleys and whatnot. But then the Weasleys got to start like casting some Avada Kedavras in some back alleys and shit. Just throwing it out there. Also, if they do make that,
and as Red points out, to have everything so meticulously planned and thought out, and then just be like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a Lord of the Rings situation where it's like the lore and everything is very particular.
Yeah.
Next, we got a little bit of politics. Gavin Newsom. Badger's current king of California, Gavin Newsom.
Hashtag no kings.
And Alex Padilla's media blitz of Trump and J.D. Vance. Brought to you by Deadline. Paid for by the commission to elect Gavin Newsom in 2028. Is he confused again? Governor mocks POTUS. So we've been seeing a bunch of this cringe, but I hadn't quite realized just how scripted and pre-planned the cringe is. And then they pay for this exclusive Deadline article, which Deadline, you do politics now? Okay, so you got money for this? Got it. After years of playing polite, California's governor and senior senator are now taking on Donald Trump with bare-knuckled barbs in his favorite forum and looking to do some damage to POTUS and his MAGA agenda. Badger, do you feel like your governor is taking it to Trump?
I prefer the Magda adventure or whatever agenda. Shout out GCA.
Things really changed for us on Sunday, June 8th, when the president was prepping to deploy the military on American streets. Badger, how concerned were you about Trump putting troops on your streets?
I was happy. They don't fuck around. I asked for them during the riots that weren't riots 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes, and you had to rely, having to rely on the mob to help do the policing. You guys had to rely on the
mob,
gangs.
the Compton Crips. Thank you very much. They did a very good job. Shout out, OGs.
If you want to know how society is going to turn when it breaks down and you can't rely on the government, well, the mobs, the gangs, that broke the dam. What he was doing was so outrageous, not letting us riot while we have our police just watch. So deranged. It needed a sustained creative response. So the creative response is he is just taking Trump's like words and he's saying like sad and stuff like that. He complained that J.D. Vance mistakenly called a Latino U.S. Senator Jose, and that just made me laugh. Whoopsie daisies. That just makes me like him even more. And then lots of fun little things like it was praised as, so he's doing this sort of stuff, and now they're trying to tell them, oh, the Hollywood billionaires are loving it. Praised as, quote, brilliant, exactly meeting the moment, unquote, by one of Hollywood image maker. Deadline spoke to. A Hollywood image maker is saying that Gavin Newsom's doing a superb job, despite the Democrats being less popular than ever and everyone supporting Trump sitting in the
lizard
National
person.
Correct. Calling out Trump for being a would-be dictator, a fearmonger. He's a fearmonger and a dictator who's going to kill us all, and a fearmonger. Under the thumb of Santa Monica resident White House Stephen Miller. Now this is the part where he says Stephen Miller runs the White House, which all the things like you guys, like Trump supporters love about Trump, like a lot of that is actually just Stephen Miller. All the speeches and all the awesome stuff he says, a lot of it's Stephen Miller. So then Gavin Newsom's like, Stephen Miller controls him. I wish it's like when they're all Elon Musk is the president. I wish the guy trying to cut all the government was the president. Like, you're not selling it. And then he says deeply disturbing. And then to make fun of Stephen Miller, he does one of these little children things. Miller actually governs America.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I thought Elon Musk was I guess that's not anymore. We changed. We switched.
Oh, and then he's doing a bunch of stuff about JD Vance. And then he did a Terminator style attack on JD Vance. I probably skipped over it, but essentially the story is how he's totes going to be 2028 and Hollywood is loving it because the Democrats, they're doing nothing. And we need more people like Governor Newsom standing up and fighting back with tweets. Last little bit about this son of a gun. It seems a far cry from the dominant persona of Newsom that has been at the fore for most of his political career and seemingly for his future ambitions. I always saw Newsom as one of those politicians like Bill Clinton, telling whoever he was talking to what they wanted to hear. A deep pocket, I gotta pull this one up. Look at this description. A deep pocket Tinseltown donor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Must have thought that one out several times.
Hashtag no kings, you say, who has given money to the king, governor, admitted today that podcast of his reinforced that, thinking now I was wrong. So we were like, why is he doing this podcast where he's having like Charlie Kirk and like actual conservatives on? It's clearly because he's trying to do 2028, trying to look more moderate. No, I think it's not even to look more moderate. It's trying to sucker all these idiot rich people in Hollywood to keep giving money to him. But we all want authenticity. And Trump, love him or hate him, despite his he's got a couple personality traits that aren't the best, referring to himself in third person and
Just
stuff. But
few.
He is, and despite being quite fake in many ways, is absurdly authentic and incredibly real. And someone like that going up against Gavin Newsom, who is basically like AI robot / like serial killer American Psycho style. Yeah. But sadly, it's going to be JD Vance he's going up against, which is why he keeps attacking him.
Did you see this article the other day? We never talked about it. I thought about Jason Isaacs talking about Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Because they were in The Patriot. I think it's pretty fucking funny, actually.
Yeah, whip it out.
Okay.
Today, wait, what did I see with Jason? Yeah, Jason Isaacs, I
He's
just
talking
found
about
out
improvising lines with J.K.
Oh, yeah, Malfoy's I didn't realize that was him.
Lucius.
As soon as...
Bro, he's been in everything. He's in Armageddon. Like he's been in a bunch of shit for a long time. So he talks about Mel Gibson. Personally, you'd think Mel would now be the fucking hero of Hollywood for his anti-Semitic outburst because holy fuck, he tried to tell us, I guess. He's talking about Mel Gibson because he was very charming personally, and he's intelligent and self-deprecating. He's said and done some things that are unconscionable and unforgivable. And so he talks about a cricket event that he attended that Gibson was also at. He goes, I was invited by my friend to some charity cricket event for Australians in film. He said, if you come, Mel will come. And I said, I don't want to see Mel. I hadn't seen him since that terrible anti-Semitic outburst when he got stopped by the police. And my friend said, come on, mate, we'll get loads of money for charity. He's like, so I went and Mel was there and he called Jace across the room, very friendly. I went, Rabbi Gibson, how are we? That's fucking funny. Rabbi Gibson, how are we? And he came up and he said, I was really drunk, man. I was trying to get him to hit me or shoot me or something. I'm having a terrible time. He then proceeded to tell him some we're all human, to tell him some very personal things. And this is what he said right here. I don't believe. He's not my friend, but maybe to my eternal shame, I forgave him instantly because he was there making himself vulnerable. Look at what he's got to do to like capitulate to like, I'm a human. We're all human. I understood.
Yes, it's a very complex and nuanced situation where he was too drunk.
Just this last part too. It says Gibson should, when asked if Gibson should be forgiven, the answer is yes, by the way. Isaac's clarified, no, you can't forgive everything from everyone. I'm not saying I forgive Mel. I've seen him once a decade for 5 minutes. We text each other once in a blue moon about something. I don't know what to do with the fact that he put a character into the Passion of the Christ, which is essentially a Jewish demon that doesn't exist in the Gospels. I don't remember that part. He says, I have no idea what to do about him, but if he knocked on my door tonight and said, look, my hotel's canceled, can I stay? I'd say yes, probably. Is he talking about what was supposed to be the depiction of Lucifer, which was the bald, tranny woman thing? Because it was supposed to be ambiguous, you know? Because Lucifer has no sex. It's like an it thing. I thought that was what he was going for more. It's like all things. Jason.
Lovely. I forgive Mel Gibson.
I forgive Mel Gibson too. When he told that bitch to just shut up and blow me, I felt that right in the cockles of my heart. Probably paying $20,000 a month in alimony.
Yeah, alcohol is bad. Alcohol makes you say and do lots of stupid things.
Yeah.
It's understandable. Yeah. Maybe don't say those things where it could be released to the public. But at least it was alcohol related.
Yeah, that's about as forgiving as you're gonna get from a fucking a working, liberal actor.
So, speaking of racisms, is the Indian in the cupboard went
beautiful
harder than I was expecting when it comes to racisms. One of my favorite soft slurs is Injun. And they say it at least 25 times in this movie. 10 out of 10 masterpiece.
Injun's fine. We have our own Injun, but he's busy traveling or whatever the fuck he's doing.
My fist.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
We all miss him. We all miss him. He's actually he's dog sledding down here. I watch Mission Impossible. I know how it works.
I went to the far north to talk to the tribal leaders. They told me to find my spirit animal.
So 1995, this was based on a book, written by a woman, and then
a couple of those books, I think.
Oh, really? And then the other writers are women, but then the director is Frank Oz. And I went, Frank Oz, I vaguely recognize that name from Star Wars, and then I'm like, is that Kathleen Kennedy's husband? And I was because no, that's Frank Marshall. And then I looked at Frank Oz, and it's directed by Yoda.
Yoda. Yeah.
It's directed by Yoda. What the heck?
Frank Oz, obviously an OG puppeteer too.
Well, and that's what I didn't realize till now when I saw all of his incredibly large amount of Muppets credits.
Yeah.
I went, oh, that makes so much sense. And then he directed The Indian in the Cupboard. Yeah. So we have many a movie and TV show that tries to deal with race today, and it's all super hyper fucking cringe. But then you get a movie from 95 with the worst acting ever. These kids are abysmally bad actors. Holy crap, diversity. His best friend is an Indian kid, which Indian in the Cupboard, and his best friend's an Indian. It's just the jokes write themselves. Super diversity, but you didn't notice, you didn't care. And then actual race relations. And then
also it's New York, and they walk to school alone, and it's and he goes to the store alone, all the things you would not be able to do now because
call people savages. You're apparently not allowed to do that anymore, but they do it a bunch in this movie.
It was a better time. We also got what we got.
Story and message and stuff, and overall writing good, but some of the lines and 100% of the child acting was terrible. But still
Unlocked.
Excellent movie.
Yep.
And very formulaic, we used to say formulaic in a bad way, but now I desperately want formulaic.
Red, here's how you'll know if you saw it. Do you have memories of Darth Vader fighting a T-Rex? Because if you have memories of Darth Vader fighting a T-Rex, you've seen Indian in the Cupboard, and that's the only reason I watched this fucking movie a billion times. RoboCop, yeah.
I'm trying to find it. There's got to be.
Gruffwell.
But yeah, and that's what. Yeah, so I saw Vader, and I'm like, that's crazy. But then when I realized Yoda was the one who directed it, I was like, oh, okay. So George Lucas let him put it in, and RoboCop 2 on the level below. $2 from GraphWeb. I'm going to leave this one fully up to you.
I'll do it the Night Owl style, since I guess Price of Reason's gone and he's the Night Owl. For fuck's sake. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Oh,
Beautiful.
thank you, Night
Remember
Owl.
when we used to sing it all at the same time and it sounded terrible and it was the worst thing ever?
So, oh, for fuck's sake.
All right, a bit more Indian in the cupboard. So, like I said, like they deal with like death and stuff, and then when they go back in the cupboard, they're like, "What's gonna happen to us? You're dead in Phantom Zone world. Who knows?"
Aw, he likes it when we all used to sing together. It's masochist is what it is.
But like, no, GraphWeb. I'm sorry, no.
I feel like Carl for 10 wants
Carl.
Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you. And like,
totally worth it.
Yes. Super Chat says, "This is what I want my clip to be." And then he says, "Where's my clip?" And then we just play it, and we know what it's. And we have a whole thing where we can yell Carl after it. It's just.
Come on.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, stop being a pussy.
No.
Come on,
For fuck's
Owen.
sake, cancel Disney Plus. Or no, I'll do God, Eric July. He's got a successful #1 single out right now, and he did 10 million
Northstar.
reposts this morning. So my entire Twitter was just that. So I could do it in the metal opera style if you want. For fuck's sake, cancel Disney Plus. Yeah, hey, if that's your thing, check out that song. Not necessarily my thing. Love y'all. Yeah, reverse. And so we got death and stuff. Well, see, a lot of the effects, there were some like pretty clear green screen, but the Uncanny Valley was shockingly not bad. All the perspective stuff they did and the green screen stuff,
95,
good.
right? We had mastered green screen of like, you know, two separate things. And you just put them together.
Now, I know Badger, you only have one tattoo. I got a couple tattoos. We're not exactly experts, but I think we can give some opinions on the quality of these tattoos, particularly the 4 wieners on his shoulder.
Is that supposed to be an octopus?
Or wieners, one or the other.
Yeah.
And then he's just got
hey,
random squiggle on his head.
yeah.
I get like they're just like painted on toy like tattoos and stuff, so they're accurate, but
Maybe that was
they're a little weird.
Maybe it was accurate to the time being. Who knows?
Indian in the cupboard, or am I crazy? I assumed Indian. There was no
the Indian
unibrow.
Tries to steal the Indian.
He does. He colonizes them. He carries around. He's gonna squash him. He wants to show everyone. Yeah, I read something because I watched the nice thing about renting movies on YouTube is you can leave comments. So I like reading through the comments afterwards, and everyone was like, "I love this movie, but fuck that kid."
No, he's a piece of shit. He is.
Yeah, because he's all like selfish and wants to like ruin it all and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, like I said, the child acting was terrible, but like mom ended up being pretty decent. A couple of decent moments.
So that haircut. Oof.
This moment actually pretty good. Felt some emotions.
I like that actor that plays the cowboy. He's like, I always thought he should have been in more stuff.
Yeah, I'm whip him out. Yeah, he was really good. He was arguably the best part. Yeah,
He's in
definitely the best part.
He's in one of my favorite Outer Limits, where it's like all the men are dead, and he wakes up in a frozen. He's in a capsule, frozen. Wakes up, and he's the only man.
Yeah, David Keith, known for he's Jack Murdoch in the Daredevil.
Yeah, that's funny. David Keith is the opposite of Keith David, who's the other guy that's in everything I love.
Weird,
lack of names because of SAG after.
Behind Enemy Lines as well. Yeah, a bunch of other low-rated things. Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, no, he was always like B and C list characters.
I would say I enjoyed it, but man, I hate child actors. I would argue the first couple Harry Potters, their acting was pretty abysmal.
It gets rough
British,
until the third and fourth one.
it really makes me appreciate the new child actors we have these days. It's probably all the social media and stuff preps them all early. No, actually, we were so light on stories. I considered looking for a Superman James Gunn story, and I stopped myself.
Why'd you do that?
Because my God, we need one day, one stream away. We have Adi Shankar to talk about, so I figured that'll get people riled up enough. And yeah, Indian in the Cupboard. I think that's all I gotta say. Is yeah, I'm glad I watched it. Maybe don't give it a rewatch unless you got like kids and you want them to see it or something like that. But they will be yelling savages and engines and saying some words you're not wanting them to say. But it's funny when kids say racism. So I know, right? I know. It's fun. Hey guys, Adi Shankar is taking over Duke Nukem. How about that? We can be mad about that. It's like, I can live with this Castlevania. I even managed to enjoy his Devil May Cry well enough, but my God, is he just losing all the fan goodwill with these crazy, narcissistic, like megalomaniacal comments he keeps making in interviews and on social media, and he's lost all the fan goodwill, and he's like, Duke Nukem is mine, suck it, I'm gonna do whatever I want, deal with it. It's just like, bro, I keep like defending you, but I can't anymore, bro. I'm sorry. You deserve to get people, all the triggered people, you're just asking for it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah, let's see. My God, hopefully it's not going to be another DMC. Please don't screw this one up. Almost all hate of Indians in the gamer anime community is produced from Adi Shankar's existence. Somehow U-Ball returned. Uwe Ball. That's like, well, let's see. Finally, he can say he brought a series back from the dead. He can say it, but I highly doubt a lot of people would watch it. It's Jover. Oh, yeah. This is the other one, but Berserk, which is like super dark fantasy, and like he can't be popifying it like he did with Castlevania and DMC. It's too brutal. And he says Berserk equals mine, lore equals change, guts equals Adi Shankar's self-insert. Adi Shankar has a plan to save Hollywood, but you might not like it. I'm done defending you, buddy. Sorry. I like Devil May Cry enough. It wasn't as good as the original, but I liked it enough for what it was.
Fresh
Sorry,
out of
bud.
bubblegum.
Not defending you anymore. And don't you touch Berserk, home.
I mean, Duke Nukem literally exists to be a toxic white male. Like, literally. He's literally toxic masculinity personified, and I'm all right with it. That's why he exists.
I think I played the original. I played one of them. It was back in like the boomer shooter days.
I'm here to fuck bitches and kill aliens, and I've killed a bunch of aliens. Like, he's literally that, and it's all right.
I know that the corny and the cringiness is something he can do, but some of it was a bit too cringe in Devil May Cry. Tomac for another tenner. All I gotta say is good luck getting John St. John for this project.
Oh, they ain't gonna get no. Stop it. You think he's gonna try and get any OG voice actors or anything like that? Or any of the writers that were of prominence for the... No, he'll do his own thing.
I'll bring it back. Yeah, guts equals Adi Shankar self-insert.
Like, even if that's him being tongue-in-cheek, not being serious.
You've gone too far, buddy. You can't even do the tongue-in-cheek now. Stop it.
Yeah, no, he's literally like, yeah, it's supposed to be a parody, basically. Fire in the hole, asshole. Speaking of fire in the asshole.
I was going to say speaking of parodies, but yeah, parodies and fire in the assholes. Yes. Somehow Ezra Miller returned.
Bro, the only reason to play Duke Nukem back in the day was to try to fight to get to the strip club level. Yes, correct. Correct.
Yeah, and I would say women can't understand just how horny teenage boys are. And back in the day, before porn was just free and ubiquitous,
you don't understand.
A Duke Nukem game got you all riled up.
Not for nothing, but also as I see all these things of these women who are in their 20s working at schools, getting in trouble for hooking up with teenagers. Where the fuck were all these ladies when I was 13 and horned up through my roof? Whatever. No, that's an aside. That's an aside. It's different for men. Yeah. Our guiding focus when you're that age is seeing boobs. What move? You want to rent a movie from Blockbuster? Are there tits in it? Oh, Skinamax? Exactly.
Yeah. Just seeing like the red little like thing to get into the XXX part of the movie rental store.
Just
Even
a
just
walking
that red,
hard on.
that red
Yeah.
curtain was enough.
Try to fuck anything. Hole in the wall? Well, no.
I don't know. I thought we got the J.C. Penney catalog. I don't know where it went to.
So it was a struggle back then before we could all just go on the fucking internet. Yeah, Species. Species existed just so Natasha she fucking show her tits a bunch of times. Sorry.
Oh, what's the chicks making out in the pool with the giant tits?
Wild
things? Yeah.
Oh boy, did I own that on VHS. Just say you were maybe lucky, Fat Roller, to find like a magazine laying around. Yeah, talk about horned up.
Yes.
We all were as kids. Sorry, it was the guiding light. So yeah, Duke Nukem strip club.
That's what it's so easy. They know what to, look at Stellar Blade's current success. It's so easy. They know what we want and they just do not want to give it to us.
We were all Phil Chan, basically. It's 13, 14, but unrestrained. Just little gooners.
Yeah, some of us are just more gentlemanly about it, but we
would have to watch the Girls Gone Wild commercials late at night, all right? You know, the struggle was real. Rossi used to steal Victoria's Secrets magazines from my best friend's mom's. Yeah.
Did you ever see one of those Girls Gone Wild things? They were the most disappointing thing ever. I wish I'd never ever seen a real one.
It's called OnlyFans now. We went from Girls Gone Wild to now they do it themselves.
Entrepreneurial, yeah, girl power. God, I even remember like Titanic. The two VHS set Titanic felt like contraband because there was boobs in it.
Ever climbed the rope in gym class? You ever been to a Turkish bathhouse, Timmy?
So true, so true. So, weekend was promised. I thoroughly enjoyed me some Zelda Ocarina of Time manga. Just read Link of the Past, much shorter. They blaze through these stories. I love it. In Ocarina of Time, there's like the 4 temples, and they spend about a page, maybe 2 pages on temples. There's like 7 palaces or something. They knock out all 7 palaces in like 2 pages. I love it. That's how I love my story. Give me that, like, speed read that story right into my brain. Really enjoyed it. Yet another one I really enjoyed. I'm going to keep reading all of them. Then I read the final page. It's the same author and artist for all of them. And they're both women. And in Ocarina of Time, I was like, hey, that's so crazy. I didn't realize Sheik was actually turned into a man and then turns back into a woman. But then I was informed by Leon, no, that's actually a change they made in that story. In this, they added a female character. If they pop up at the bookstore, they are getting 100% purchased. Added a female character. Females added a female character to it. And she's basically just Link, but the female version. Exact same similar backstory. The girl that's the key to everything, but Link's kind of also the girlish boy that's the key to everything. So it's normally something like we would hate. It's something that if they made today, that character would be absolutely insufferable. But in this, I actually really like the character. That's why when like gay characters or stuff that normally like in Western entertainment, I'm like, no. When they do it in the East, I'm like, I'll give them a chance. Because they do this stuff so much better. So yeah, they added a random female character that's just a female Link, and I like the character. Art simple, but still really good. A little childish, but I mean, that's what most of them look like. But Ganondorf looks like a badass. Let's get some Link up in here. And then Ganondorf is just straight up evil pig at the end of this one, which is always one of his cooler looking forms. Let's see. Where are you at, Pig Demon? You got all the... They're all pretty much... I now realize like all the Zeldas are essentially just the same. They just switch them up a little bit, which I like it. It's just different ways to essentially tell the same story over and over again, but they find new creative ways and keep it interesting. And yeah, you got wizards, you got evil demon mage, you got magical Triforce things, and yeah, this is exactly my sort of fantasy. Loving it. We'll continue to read them. And if you don't really do manga, but you really enjoy some Zelda, considering it's got the different story, like they change things up and whatnot, even if you're not a manga enjoyer, I would recommend it. Yeah, and it's quite beloved. Yeah, I would recommend it. If you're pretty normie, you don't know a single manga, but you love some Zelda, I would actually recommend checking out some Ocarina of Time, or I really want to get Majora's Mask as well. So yeah, easy recommend. They continue to be really good. I will continue to read them all.
Yeah.
And
Not angry. Honestly, I've just been thinking about how we were so starved for tits that literally Shannon Tweed had a career of making bad B and C level movies just because you knew her tits would come out in them. That's entire careers were made just because we didn't get enough boobs.
Alexandra Daddario in True Detective, I think I cheered. Because I was like, we're back, baby, we're back. But then every time I went back to True Detective, it started with like the season 4 thumbnail. So it's what like Jodie Foster and Black Woman. So it's like, I'm like, here's where we were and what we had. Here's where we are.
I didn't like any of the other seasons beside from that first one. Like, and I like Colin Farrell and all the other. I just couldn't get into it. First season was, where's that, baby? Linkle.
Linkle.
There's Linkle. She's from Hyrule Warriors. Okay.
Warriors. Tomac out here keeping us cultured. Chat, behave yourselves. Let's see, 1 second.
Oh, Shannon Elizabeth.
Come on. Be respectful of this young lady.
Original Shannon Elizabeth. Like American Pie Shannon Elizabeth before she they all get surgeryed up.
Yes, I will say, for me, American Pie was definitely one of those secret contraband movies with the great boobs in them.
Absolutely.
And it was just a good comedy. Like,
It's also
imagine
good.
if I watched it.
It still holds up. It is we
it?
would see it now, but I think it still holds up. It's still fun. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so respectfully, chat, because like with most anime characters, we're not sure of age. Here's Linkle. This is give her like the Princess Peach pink.
Very unwieldy. Dual. How does she reload?
You use one to pull back the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't ask questions. No, I like it. Yeah, Linkle works for me. But I would argue that Link is already girlish enough.
He's so twinky.
So, did you ever get in any of the Zelda games? That's one of the reasons. Okay, me neither. That's one of the reasons I'm.
No, I had Nintendo, but it was like Duck Hunt and Mario.
Oh well, yeah. And it was really the 64 Zeldas. That's what really got people into it. And I didn't have a 64. That was when like my friends had 64s. So
yeah, and then I never messed with GameCube or any of the other things that got like.
Yeah, well, I had GameCube. I think I tried Twilight Princess, and I was all like a wolf and some stuff, and I just didn't care for the beginning, and just never got around to playing the rest of it.
Yeah, I went to Sega after Nintendo.
Yeah. I had NES and Sega, and then my grandma had Nintendo and Super Nintendo, so I got my Super Nintendo done at my grandma's, and then also had a PS1. Eventually, I got a PS1 instead.
Do you remember
of
the PS1, the re-release that was real small and it was like an arcade? I got that version, so I could play the Resident Evil. Yeah, whatever it was. So I played Resident Evil and Survivor and some of those ones. But other than that, and then went right back to Xbox when Xbox came out. I got that for KOTOR.
Right, and I had like really rounded edges.
Yeah, really rounded edges.
Yeah,
small,
my buddy had
just
one.
the fucking thing.
Yeah, and the giant. Oh yeah. Oh man, PlayStation, the giant open like disc tray button. Oh.
Mm-hmm. That you would accidentally hit.
Feel good.
You have to close it.
Oh wait, I know. So if you did it fast enough, you could get away with it.
Yeah, I know.
Or if you had to switch out a Final Fantasy disc or something like that, the multi-disc ones, you'd open it up. And you're doing surgery, and you're like, this feels so wrong. How is it still on the TV? And you're
bro. If you weren't with your friends around that big 500-pound TV, like trying to get fatalities to work and shit, did you even live?
I have a twin sister, so she would just do the button mashing and like beat me, and it would infuriate me. I think I had like Mortal Kombat 3 or something on Sega, and I had the controller with the 6 buttons on the side, so you could put in the thing to do 1 button fatalities. So I had 6 buttons to do whatever I wanted, and I could do a babality, an animality, whatever kind of malady or ality you wanted. I could do.
You have a twin sister.
She is wasn't a gamer, played some Candy Crush. Now she's so addicted to Pokemon Go for quite some time now. For the second time, her and her fiance went to New York for the Pokemon Go celebration.
Fiance boosh.
She's had her account banned on Pokemon Go for geo spoofing or whatever.
Erwin will wear a wig one day, and then you'll meet, because I'm sure they look very similar. Twins.
Well, I look like my dad. She looks like my mom. She's also like 5'2". She's itty bitty. Disney World's doing bad. No one's going to go see him in the summer. All right, I can get rid of that tab.
So you got 3 red rings of death. I got 1, and it was like well into the life cycle of it. Horrible.
So I had Xbox, love my Xbox, and then one day I think I set it down too hard when I was transporting it to and from my buddies, and something got misaligned and it never worked again. It was such a sad day. And then I had a 360 that I eventually just got rid of, didn't red ring, and then I bought one to play like Borderlands 2 with my friends, and then no one ended up like playing, and then I just had one sitting there with like 4 gigs of storage.
Aww.
So none of them red ring, but yeah, I did kill my first Xbox, sadly, because not only would you have to move the 500-pound TVs when you would take them to your friend's house, that Xbox like it's so fragile, and it's like the most important thing in the world too. Transporting it, like some Indiana Jones artifact kind of shit. Oh yeah, I was more a PlayStation guy because I have good parents who didn't just like buy me everything. It was birthday or Christmas. That's when we could buy you some new games. Otherwise, you're playing demo disc, which I love playing my demo disc. So wait, where was I? I got too distracted by demo discs. I lost it. I'm too busy thinking about Fist of the Northstar.
400 cables for a LAN party.
We did do some LAN parties, and me and my friend would 2v4 people in Halo, and it would just not be fair at all. I played with inverted controller.
This is a great problem to have, Star Wars Lego Rob. But Badger, I was finally able to purchase a legit membership to your channel. ABF kept gifting. Bless both of you.
Bless both of you. I think with the GCA, I had to like rush to try to get a membership, and he managed to give me one, I think, before. Fist of the Northstar. Yes, PC Master Race is for sure, except when the controller is better in the game or your PC's having problems and it crashes multiple times in Expedition 33. Fist of the Northstar 95, recommended by Tomac because it's considered one of the worst adaptations of all time. I watched Fist of the Northstar, was one of the first, I think, movie after what, Read or Die. Absolutely loved it. And got the first, who's got AIDS? Me?
Don't you still have AIDS?
Oh, no, we're probably good. ABF gave us some AIDS medication yesterday. So, loving it. Volume 1 through 3, got it. Really looking forward to it. Super high tea. Fist of the Northstar, holy crap. The acting was almost as bad as the kids acting in the cupboard. But the main character, the casting for, Ken, was actually pretty good because they're so jacked you just can't get jacked enough. But he was pretty darn close, and his leather jacket and his hair and like his attitude was pretty good.
Chris Penn.
Just about everything else was just as bad. Wait, which one? Yeah, let me pull some more up. You tell me which one is Chris Penn. Also, Malcolm McDowell.
I mean, I saw him on the cover.
Well,
yeah, R.I.P. Chris Penn.
Wait,
whatever that
which
second
one
one
is
he
him?
was.
This one?
Right there, yeah.
Okay.
Hefty one, yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely the best actor after the main character, arguably. I don't know. It could really go either way. You had the random cute Asian girl, like Rambo or Predator style.
Lune.
Yeah, he's actually looking. Hey, don't you just be talking about my girl Lune? She's fine. And the crazy, diverse Mad Max post-apocalyptic bikers. Definitely very. If you like Game of Thrones, where they're constantly like imprisoning people and beating them and robbing them and sharing,
I love that, doing horrible things. Yeah,
sharing grape juice with them,
just passing along.
I don't like. I don't like shows and movies with that. There's plenty of that in here. Very B movie. The fighting is ridiculous. They have this punch. I'm gonna try to find one. Yes, here we go. They have a punch where you punch And then there's a delayed reaction. Like 5 seconds later, you go, and parts of your body just start expanding, and then you explode. So it's kind of, yeah, it's like a Semtex grenade in Halo style. And so some of the effects for like their heads blowing up and whatnot were really bad, but simultaneously really good. And I like that. He was super IT. Final fight was good. Main bad guy was pretty terrible. There's a reason it has a 4 out of 10. But hey, random Asian girl was cute, so half a point for that. Yeah, this is the part where he gets punched by bad guy, and this is actually like accurate to the at least the anime. So you can see right here where the obvious tubes are coming up to his arms, and he just has blood just go shoot out of his arms, and I think other places as well. And it's ridiculous and terrible, and I kind of loved it. So I don't recommend this to anyone, but if you want to watch it, there's a great version of it on the Internet Archive. So check it out if you want.
Pai Mei taught you the 5-finger palm exploding heart technique.
Yeah. Literally that.
Of course he did.
And then the backstory, of course, is like the main character gets defeated by the bad guy in the beginning. He just sticks like fingers through him, so he's got like big, just like hole marks where they just stuck.
Speaking of sticking big fingers through, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Hi, Gooch.
Hey, Gooch, I hear buddy? This started a new program to join the military for citizenship. Huh? Just started for some reason.
Getting ready? You getting big and strong? Getting ready to be piecemealed out to these bitches? We got to keep that DNA for our army. I'm sorry.
It took me a second to realize what you're talking about, but studying out Gooch, obviously.
I'm going to stud him. That's right.
We're supposed to have those conversations off stream, okay?
Just letting the ladies know. Because service guarantees citizenship. He will be serving.
So one last little segment. It's the remember when entertainment used to bring us closer together with our friends and our families? Man, that was nice. Like me just talking, playing, getting my butt kicked by my sister in Mortal Kombat, by her button mashing. So my nephew, who is a gamer, so I like talking gamer stuff with, my uncle, he was the one, with the PlayStation 1. He helped me get, keep me going in gaming and whatnot. Appreciated being able to bond with him with gaming. So, hey, I like to try to bond with my nephew with some gaming. And he had Pokemon Shining Pearl, which is the remake for the Switch of Pearl. And then also had Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Did not realize that he owned 2 copies of the exact same game, essentially.
Sparkling Diamond.
So I keep having to explain to him because it's so stupid. Yeah, no, they're the same game, but I probably have like 5 Pokemon you can't get, and we can trade for them or something like that. And it's so stupid. He doesn't understand it. Yeah, I think you can do it through online or something. Yeah, if you're on the same Wi-Fi or whatever. So I have been playing some Shining Pearl, and it's nice having the Pokemon again. But oh my God, Badger, I'm glad I'm playing it because I've taken a bunch of notes to explain why Expedition 33 turn-based combat is so much better. Pokemon is literally just comes down to the element type. They have the PP system where you can only use the move so many times before you have to go heal, but it's totally meaningless. It's literally just switching Pokemon to have the right element, and then you just spam the same thing. It's so boring. They take forever. You have to spam through all the, his defense fell. No, I don't care. You don't have to tell me his defense fell every single time. Every time you defeat a Pokemon, like if it's a trainer and they got 5 Pokemon, every time you defeat them, it shows you the XP. It gives you the XP every time. Asks you to switch out the Pokemon. It's constantly telling you, the whole combat is just pressing the A button to get through all the text.
It's a lot of text.
It's awful system, but it's Nintendo and it's Pokemon, so they don't care. They're just going to keep giving you whatever they want, deal with it. And man, I'm enjoying it because, you know, it's Pokemon and I'm going to get to bond with my nephew and stuff. But like, holy crap. I get why you were concerned about turn-based combat. One thing I've always hated is Pokemon in my life. I hate the color saturation in it. I think my testosterone is really too high for this game.
That's what it is.
What do you mean? Look how high T this thing is. That's a Pokemon god. Have some respect, Rossi.
This and a Harry Potter MMO, I don't understand why they don't want money, but a fully realized Pokemon where you can go around like all of the regions, and a fully realized Harry Potter where you can go through school and then have, because they sort of did that in the Harry Potter's Mystery, like the fucking mobile game. If they just did that, oh my God, you'd have 15 years of MMO play that you could, whatever.
It would last forever. But no, they don't want to give us what we want because Nintendo and Pokemon are weird, but they will sue you. They will sue Pal World for giving us what we want. Yeah, wait, he needs a second opinion?
Yeah, no, he's putting an orange sauce with his chicken cordon bleu, which I've heard of, but it's not my preference. So I guess I'd add the cream, but then you run it turning into a fucking orange bang or an orange Julius or some shit, you know, once you start getting like the flavors of cream and orange on chicken. Probably glaze, I guess. Just leave it as a glaze.
I love me some orange cream and such, but maybe not on chicken.
It's
a hippo.
In theory, it's savory with, you know, or citrus, but
Oh wait, I didn't realize he does the hat turn.
So he did the hat thing, yeah.
It's the Pokemon. I didn't even catch that part.
Yeah, as George Carlin says, that's fine for the brothers, but you white fucks, it's time to spin that fucker back around. and even black dudes, once you hit 40, it's time to spin that fucker around to the front side.
Yeah, I used to do the backwards hat here and there back in the day, but then my head got so giant, I have to wear them like up this like a gangster for them to even fit on my giant head. It needs to reduce, Badger. It just needs to reduce. Trust the process.
A little cornstarch slurry if you want to cheat.
So playing Pokemon to get closer to my nephew and using entertainment to help us bond, even though I don't necessarily. It's great. I'm playing it on the Switch. I wanted something to play on Switch, so it's my like play in bed game. It's nice to have, even if it's not the best combat. And then my boomer buddy, he's a basketball guy, and his team is in the finals, and it's 3-3, so it's the final game. So tonight, 8 Eastern is the final game of the NBA Finals. I'm watching some basketball tonight.
That's the straightest thing you've ever said.
Yeah, who's IT now, Rossi? Huh? I'm going to talk about basketball. Is that how it's pronounced? Basketball? Am I saying it right?
You know what's funny is basketball is actually the only of the sports that I can follow and show interest in. Football, there's too much stopping and starting. I find it boring and shit. But like, at least basketball.
This is my boomer buddy who's going to get me to watch some basketball. Yes. So, but it's, you know, I don't necessarily care, but he cares, and it's a good bonding moment. And I know sports well enough. I know me some basketball. I played sports when I was a kid. I was good at sports.
Yeah, but when you say watch hockey, it's like just wait for the fights, in which case I'll just watch MMA.
NASCAR crash highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if Gooch does lots of sports. I wonder if he's going to be basketball.
Yeah, great. It's like I don't want to watch people play video games either. I can understand it, and sometimes it's impressive, but for the most part, it's like I would rather.
Well, what I like about like the Overwatch League was the game those guys played completely different from even the highest level of like normal competitive play. Total different strategies and whatnot. It's a different game. Plus, normally it's just first person. It's yourself playing, but they had spectator cams and whatnot, so you got a whole different view on like the battles and fights. You get all the different, can switch between the different characters and whatnot. And then it's something, you know, like a team-based shooter where you have lots of abilities and ultimates. If they had like abilities and ultimates in the NBA and NFL, I would watch. If the NFL was like Blitz and you had a turbo meter, I would watch. But it's just too basic. It's just like a little children's ball game.
I advocate we just let them take all the fucking drugs.
Correct.
And I think Rogan's even said, just make a new league and call it the like whatever league and just let them take all the shit. I want to see monsters everywhere. I want to see Bane. I want to see monsters hopped up on every single Captain America like serum that we could give them. Yeah, NBA
Yeah, I was-
Jam. He's on fire.
Oh, I was thinking of Space Jam, where you need to give them like with the alien thing, where they
That
get
was
all,
a great game too, though. Actually,
and they turn into the Retardosaurus Rex. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see the Retardosaurus dribble with the little hands. Yes, that's well. Did you ever watch what was the trampoline basketball, like slam ball, or what was it? There's where you have everyone. So many careers were ended in like the first season because
the
who would have
beginning of
thought
Starship Troopers,
basketballs with trampolines, would
like the
lead to
football
lots
thing.
of
Yeah,
injuries?
that's like he's doing flips and shit. Like there's
Yeah.
a trampoline in the ground.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm sure Carlin has hit every single topic that will ever be talked about. All his bits sound like he just wrote them, and he's been gone for quite some time now.
Oh, yeah, and Stuttering Craig played it. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Slam ball.
I was more of a murder ball kind of guy myself. The wheelchair dudes playing basketball, but also like demolition derby basketball. I fudge with those guys. Tomahawk, yes, that checks out. That fully checks out.
To be fair, though, I would allow full-on gladiatorial, like to the death combat. If it was like, if you sign a waiver, I don't give a fuck. That's fine.
Given the American Gladiator, like double-sided foam, like beat up sticks and whatnot.
Honestly, picture this. What if every country just had a gladiator and we just had Iran send their top gladiator to the Coliseum and we take our guy? Go ahead. We send in our Troy. Where's our Brad Pitt Achilles? Interrupt his threesome.
I like where your head is at, doing geopolitics through champion battles. But I was more thinking, let's start with, baseball. I almost did golfing. So baseball, you hit it, and then for some reason, while you're out in hostile territory, you throw your weapon on the ground. What if you keep the baseball bat? Try tagging me out now, bitch. And if you're running to second and the ball's coming, hit that ball somewhere else. And they're all like, do the Benny Hill music and stuff. If any sport needs to be more entertaining or figure a way to spice it up, it's baseball.
Yeah.
Even playing that sport is boring as hell. It's literally the pitcher, the catcher, and the hitter is the only ones playing that game, basically.
Bro, in Star Trek, like professional baseball games don't exist anymore because it was so boring and it was so interesting. Like one of the history points is like the last baseball game was fucking broadcast, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Now combine it like we do some like Ender's Game where you got like a big open arena with low gravity and you got lots of rocks everywhere and you're trying to score while also shooting each other.
I like
lasers. That. Yeah. Now, and you got an ultimate, or you have like, your special skill where you can do like a bouncing shot or something like that. No, I'm down.
By the way, I've never really watched all of Deep Space Nine because I don't really like Cisco. Sorry. I know all that because Star Trek Online and the other shows, but like there's literally you go to do the Academy lore missions. Yep.
So
there you go.
Say, speaking of Death Race, I actually do have Death Race 2000 coming up shortly, assuming I can find it. Okay, actually, wait. I think it's on Prime. Excellent. Yeah, that's what I want. More Death Race, less throwing flags for holding.
It also doesn't help that every person that loves fucking Cisco can't fucking keep Picard's name out their fucking mouth. They gotta fucking, oh, Cisco's so great. Fuck Picard. He's so much better than Picard. And it's like, okay, well, Picard's better. Shut up, Wesley.
Deal with it. All right, so before we go, I'll give you a little rundown of what movies got coming next. Also, so yesterday, I told you guys my thoughts on True Detective and how, even though it's really good, it's not my thing. So I kind of skipped through it. And then you guys were like, yeah, in the future, just don't even watch it and tell us anything. So I went ahead and took off the stuff that I knew would just annoy you. So I removed some movies and I'm not doing any more TV shows. I'm just watching anime at this point. So, to make up for taking a few movies off that weren't quite my thing, I did add a few. So, I got The Shining, Phantom of the Opera, and then I added Lethal Weapon 3. So, those are the next ones I got coming. Steel. Oh, you got Steel. I added...
Yeah, you got the figure. You have to watch it.
Yeah, I know, right? I added Step Brothers, which somehow I haven't seen. I know you guys all love Step Brothers. Roadhouse, Romancing the Stone.
The originals, yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously.
Ooh,
And then-
Romancing the Stone. Okay, you'll hate me, but I could see Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney buying that and trying to redo that project. That would actually fucking work.
Sounds good to me.
Don't do that, by the way, but I could see that happening.
And then added the Neverending Story because it was close in a poll the other day, and I really want to see it because I loved all those other ones, Labyrinth and what have you. And then Sling Blade, and then I added Flash Gordon because I want to watch Flash Gordon, and in Ted, Flash Gordon does a bunch of coke. The Expendables, and then Monty Python Holy Grail got added the other day. Death Race 2000, Drive, The Adjustment Bureau, Fear and Loathing, Howard the Duck, The Lost Boys, Caddyshack. I checked out that H+ that's on YouTube. That looks really interesting. And then I added Edward Scissorhands.
By the way, real quick, Badger, as the food industry person, Cisco was always the lowest of the low for produce and meats. Yes, and 99% of the people use them. Almost everything is a fucking Cisco product, dude. Almost everything.
Oh,
go,
1,000%.
Go to your ordering chef and tell them you want something that's not Cisco and have them, pinche, you got that money, eh? Yeah, no, not doing it.
Yeah, someone who's stocked many restaurant. It's all Cisco, yeah. They're all using the same exact thing. And then anime shows. I got Witchblade coming up for Tomak. Oh no, I have to watch the Witchblade anime. Psychopaths, No Guns Life. I just saw Terror and Resonance, the Shinichiro one on Mega. Naruto, Demon Slayer Season 2, Kaiju number 8. So I got a bunch of good stuff coming up. Badger, what you got going on today? Yeah, we don't have any gooch tonight, right?
No gooch tonight because he's busy leaving his land acknowledgement video in Mount Rushmore, whatever the hell it is. So I guess if you're inclined, of course, go check out Niat. He'll be streaming tonight and he'll have members on. But other than that, no. I think you and I have something far more important to do, and that is, save Luminaire or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, oops. Wait, I shared wrong thing. Sorry. Queensblade, Moxie. I tried to look there. It's not like available, and he didn't know which one I should watch. So, Moxie, you want to send me some Queensblade? I'll watch it.
Conversely, Kirkland and Members Mark, which are the Sam's Club and Costco brands, those are fucking really good. Those are really good. Kirkland, all that's actually decent. There you go. Kirkland over Cisco. You heard it today.
Thank you. I literally asked Badger before stream if you have any favorite restaurants or something you want to talk about. Yeah, you want to talk about your favorite Cisco's and Kirkland.
You want to talk about Japanese Kewpie mayo and how awesome it is, Erwin? That's why it's expensive.
Life-changing. Life-changing. Kewpie mayo with like the baby on it. Why is there a baby? I don't understand.
It's the Kewpie doll mascot or whatever the fuck.
And I love like the container. I just squeeze it for fun because it's like weird, like thinnish plastic.
And it's a little Hello Kitty-ish, and that they've marketed that as dude, double yolk.
It comes in like a plastic bag around it and stuff. So
yeah.
I haven't used it as just mayo, but holy crap, it makes next level fry sauce.
Yeah. You can mimic it if you ever want it. It's just double up, use 2 egg yolks instead of 1 or whatever you would have for your mayos.
I had Five Guys the other day, and so I got the smallest French fries there are. So that means I had
£2.
I had 2 meals worth of French fries left over, and I made some of those thanks to the toaster oven. Dipped it in that special sauce. Holy crap!
Erwin, can you get one of your babies to punch while I yell at Rossi? Rossi, have you never had Spam? It's delicious. Get the reduced sodium one because it has a less salt. Spam, egg, and cheese. Spam, wasabi. Come on.
I've never had Spam. Spam and bologna concerns me.
Oh my God, you haven't lived.
Well, if we go full World War III, a lot of us are going to be eating those little like sausage weenies here soon.
Yeah.
I've never had one of those either.
Yeah, you're going to be eating chipped beef and all the things. Spam and eggs. Yeah, come on. What are we doing here?
Actually, I can use more shit on a shingle in my life. Actually, I support that.
Yeah, Spam is king. It's better than that old potted meat or whatever the hell that everyone had to use to eat.
It's a consistency thing for me. Like bologna and that, just the process consistency of it is what gets me.
That's why you have to get good sear on it. So it's nice and you get that crispy on the outside and then softer on the inside. Egg and cheese, some Kewpie mayo. Ooh, fuck, I'm hungry.
Now that sounds great, but when you just like pull it out of the container and it's just like
it's all
pink,
gloopy. Yeah, hey, come on.
And like slimy. I don't want to see how that sausage is made. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure having you all here. I will be back, obviously, tomorrow on Badgers, but also Tuesday, politics. I normally go for an hour and a half, but I can't help but think we're going to have another 2-hour show because we have some important things to talk about. Politics, and also politics. And if you have a 401k or you're invested in the market, maybe don't pay attention to the stock market tomorrow. You're going to be in for a world of hurt. So maybe just ignore it. Number go back up hopefully at some point. So shout out to you all. Maybe start buying an extra can of Spam when you're at the grocery store. Inflation's about to be a bitch.
Fish
Love you
antibiotics.
What? Thank you so
Antibiotics
much.
for fish. You're going to need the surplus. Trust me. They work for humans.
We're trying not to scare them too much.
Iodine tablets.
Yes, and that actually works for zombies. You just rub it all over your body like in 28 Years Later. Appreciate you all so dang much. See you tomorrow on Badgers.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends. Yeah. Come on! Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
Well. Bye.
If we're not back by dawn, call the president.
I'm going to give him the
ball.
Fist of the Northstar. He's about to explode in 3, 2, 1.
Everyone has AIDS. My grandma